My sweat is dripping onto the table.
Oh, you dirty pig. I have the best French!
KC, they're back to their winning ways. I'm now joined by Tom, Biz, and Steel. Now, Steel, you were standing in the crowd for the Gentlemates fans, but you switched sides, and I think that was a good decision.
You dirty pig.
hey. Let's calm down for a second. Yeah, like when I look at how Karmine Corp plays, I really like their structure and their system, specifically with their defense side protocols and how proactive they are. I think last week they had like a really poor showing, but this week, like we're starting to see why it's so good and so strong.
I like balls out Valorant. That's what I enjoy. It is the put down a smoke, flash through a smoke, try and get a kill. If you fail, you lose. I think that's what Gentlemates are running in this map. That's what it felt like, at least.
Is the smoke the balls that you're talking about?
No,
Balls
it's
out
just risky.
Valorant?
No, it's the fireballs
risky.
from the...
Yeah, there you go.
Phoenix.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm for
Balls
those
out?
kind of balls. Yeah.
Balls out, yeah.
You didn't want to say it again,
Fireballs
did you?
out.
Yeah, the fireballs were definitely out. But this is the thing, though. They try the Phoenix, they bring it in. It seems like they lean into it a lot. Did you guys like it?
I didn't like it, so I know that like we're showing that, yeah, he had the most kills and he was MVP, but I feel like it was very hard for them to find actual value with it, and a lot of what he did was just individual plays. He had his firewall up, he takes his fireball out, throws it through the wall, goes out and catches someone that's kind of like just sitting there, like, what? You see this firewall, okay. What's happening next?
Yeah.
They're gonna flash through and run through. Like, why are we in positions where we're just standing out in the open, not playing anti-flash or behind a wall? That doesn't make sense why he's able to repeatedly go through his own wall and find a kill.
And speaking of Natank here, he is in the AIM Labs warm-up. Of course, they have Icebox coming up next as well. Tom, you want to see them reprise the Phoenix there?
I've seen Yedushay play it. It definitely wasn't my favorite of all of the agents. I think there's more value that can be brought out, but it's been a long time since we've seen them play this map in general. I think he's going to be a big part either way because of that individual brilliance. Like, the fact is, this squad revolves around him and Taka playing risky, playing off of each other, and if he has a quieter match, even with the openers, I think he was 1 in 4 in the last map, when you're in a Phoenix, you need to be finding those opening kills.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be hard to find value as Phoenix, though, on Icebox specifically.
Yeah, we'll find out in just a moment. But first, we have a special interview with the Gentlemates co-founders, Squeezy, Brooks, and they're standing by with PM.
Hey guys, I'm here with the founders of Gentlemates, Squeezy and Gota. Gota, can you talk to your boss? That's the anniversary.
Happy birthday to us, gentlemen. Happy birthday to us. Thank you very much, guys.
Bon anniversaire, Soufbox. So my heart is still blue, but I find pink more and more appealing to me. So guys, how is it going? I know the first map was a little bit of a disappointment, but honestly, you fought well. It was a good fight.
It was a good fight. I know that KC are really good on split. They are really, the way they're playing is pretty special. They're really stacked, and they like to give you the bomb site and just assume the retake. So it's really hard to play against them because you have to take. If you want to beat them, you have to get early picks. But as I say, they're really stacked. They're really good individually. It's really hard to get a pick and stay alive.
So how was the first year on VALORANT for you guys?
First year?
Yeah, it's been 1 year, a lot of emotions, and you're now already in VCT. How was it?
Man, the first season was amazing. We are so proud of our players. That's why there was no change. Every player here is the same that won the Ascension tournament. And this is all French guys, and we'll support them for forever.
Forever. We didn't want to make the change because we assumed that that's a little bit their gift, their present. They managed to be there. They
deserve it. They deserve it. Il le mérite.
Yeah, they made it exactly. So we didn't make a change, and we're happy with that, and we are still working on our team play, and maybe, I don't know. Hopefully we will win another trophy with them.
Do you have a message for Kameto? He's the founder of KC. Do you have a message for him?
If we have a message for him?
Yeah.
Let's see the second map, Kameto.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure. So my heart is still blue, but I find really pink more and more appealing. What do you say
He
here?
wants us to eat
Take a
a
big
bit
bite
of the
out
cake.
of
Oh,
the
you have
cake,
to eat the
actually.
cake.
But I have a shrimp gum right now. Go cake.
Go for it.
Go.
The headset. The headset.
Headset.
Oh wow. Les gars du bruit pour Brox! Yeah, they fought very hard to be there, so we hope the next map will be better. And yeah, I'm confident. They work a lot to be there, and they deserve to be there, and they will prove to everyone that they have the level to be in VCT.
The cake is great.
Thank you to you guys. To you guys on the desk, Yinsu, it's up to you. There is a second map to go on.
Oh, I want to say,
Yeah.
buy the M8 bundle.
Obviously. Obviously.
Oh, thank you so much, PM. And of course, you heard it from Gentlemates. Their first year in this game, they kept the same roster, and they have carved an identity for themselves.
They got a sick bundle as well. I'll be honest, I haven't bought one yet, but if I'm going to buy one, it is the Gentlemates one. I think it's the best looking one of the lot.
And they also have Whalers. Whalers. But let's talk about this Icebox. You know, they were saying they didn't want to trash talk too much to KC. They wanted to see how it's going to be settled as we take a look at the agent select. Still, how do they come back into this?
I'm gonna be looking for Gentlemates. Yeah, here we go. We're just going for like a pretty standard composition here. Nothing too crazy. We're seeing the tank on stage, so you know, kind of like one of those standard comps. I do like Carmine Core's composition a lot because they get the nice plant strat potential with the Sage Wall and the Wingman, but then they also have really good retakes with the Mosh Pit. We got Jet on defense being able to get the deep op lines as well set up by the Gecko.
I'm quite surprised if you're going to pick into the map of Icebox that you haven't come in with anything than the same comp they had like a year ago. Like it really isn't anything crazy. So I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed, but I hope they have something in the game.
Well, KC, they are already in the lead. Gentlemates, they got to do a lot here to get back into the series. So let's jump back into the series with Pansy and Hypoc.
Thank you to the desk and PM. I mean, we've got everyone diving
Cake was
in now.
great.
Did you have some?
Well, no, I didn't.
You mean the moment?
Yes,
Right.
yes, the moment in general. But the cake
It looked really good.
looked good, and it was great as well, apparently. On to Icebox.
No, let's dwell on the cake. What's
no.
your go-to? No, I'd like to know. We've got 15 seconds before the game starts.
So let's talk comps
No,
here.
but what about if it's your birthday? What cake would you want?
I mean, a cake like that was a cool
No,
cake.
but a chocolate cake, you know,
Red
Victoria
velvet.
Spoon. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was quick. That was
No
quick.
hesitation.
Not even for a second, but you're right. Speaking of seconds, we are now seconds away from map 2. Carmine Core claiming map 1 in quite some fashion. It felt like Gentlemates couldn't quite push through enough to get in their faces. But what do you make of this comp then, head-to-head?
I mean, if you have to scroll back pretty far to see some Gentlemates Icebox results. This was always the composition they ran.
Yeah.
It just feels a little outdated.
You might say antiquated.
You might, if you could apply the context correctly for that word and not worry about using it before. But Tax got up pretty close here, but Narrates found the opener. Takas has fallen ahead of contact being taken on site.
It's not great. If you took it, you know, talk about a checklist of things, you're not wanting that to really happen.
Ahead. Things will slow down now
Yeah.
as there's a double lurk out towards B. I'm not sure if the...
There we go, back on map duty, don't you worry. I got you, folks.
Sure, actually, if the turret was dealt with or Magnum had recalled it. You do see the timer ticking down on his UI, but...
Oh,
This is
double fake.
yeah, bit of a double pump, the classic.
It's one of my
30
favorites.
seconds left.
Triple's too far.
Yeah, triple's too far. And KC now left scratching their heads a little bit, but there is an opportunity for them to catch this rotation back in mid.
This is a weird round now. It's gone weird. It's gone weird. Because it feels like they know. It feels like they're a little bit aware of this.
Just give up at the last second.
Oh. Okay, so we are now into a 5v4 post-plant. KC still have a little bit of utility. Not lots. There is Wingman there. Already sent through into tank to be holding this one down. That wall being invested late, quite imperative. But Tomasi, this guy just, what? They just swept them. They just swept them.
Back-to-back flawless pistol rounds to open up the maps here.
Bloody hell, what are you meant to do with that? And Andalusia flawless to begin with.
Yeah, tough as well, like I said, for Gentlemates. I wish there was a camera sometimes. Just
I don't know what you mean.
you waving hands in front of me.
Friendly.
But yeah, it seems a little. It seems a little weird to start the round off like this. Like I said, Gentlemate's ultimately trying to capitalize on two people finding some access towards B. I mean, credit to Magnum in that regard to be able to sniff that out when he did. And I think they read that as well as that's kind of Gentlemate's re-exploring as a team back over towards a weird exchange that almost goes down in mid. Yeah, it's KC on the board first. Takas will throw a scope in the mix for round 2. It's like Tomazi's already realised that.
Yes, it does seem as though that was the case. What can they... I'm just waiting to see what they're redoing here. This could be just kind of fact-finding, kind of getting the lay of the land, seeing what they're up against for the rest of this, what space they can take. Turret will be handled around the minute marker, but that does obviously indicate they've lost that tube control. So, again, for Carmichael, they don't need to overly respond, but they do need to be now rather aware. And I actually kind of like what Gentlemates are doing, kind of, you know, applying a little bit of pressure on some part of the map again, posting one player up in towards kitchen, and then signing pressure on the other side. And basically another fake, right? But they're doing this with pistols, and actually they've landed 2 pretty key shots. So Spike should go down uncontested. But the problem is you're looking at the classics to hold this back, unless Takas can get there in time.
Here.
Yeah, the tank has to deliver something here. It's a headshot, but the rate quickly will trade that out, and actually the flash will confirm also.
Still waiting to see when Takas gets around to this. Does he even have line of sight towards the spike plant is what I'm curious about. First tap on it, trying to draw out Takas. I think he's been noted. The shot just got put up towards Belt, but Martin...
The drone?
I mean, somehow doesn't get punished on this, but the defuse... Hello? The defuse has been happening. I guess he didn't have line of sight on it.
I will give up, maybe. The rate with 4 will remove the rifle, yes, and only hold on to the Bulldog. Ultimate on mine now. A very topsy-turvy round.
What have we been seeing? This does feel a little bit... I mean, I'm not going to draw a question mark on the board, but the fact that we don't know much about Gentlemates on this map, it's not something we see them run very often. It leaves us with a lot of questions. I think Carmichael don't know quite where they're facing either.
Yeah, I mean, because also with no, I guess no recent aim. Again, you have to go back to previously and a long time ago. But I mean, even from last calendar year, they were 8-1 on this map, Gentlemates. Do you go back and look at that, especially with this comp? I don't think there's going to be many surprises. There's not really anything that, you know, outside of vanilla VALORANT, so to say, that KC aren't going to be expecting with a comp like this.
Magnum so ready for it, Bayaz.
And again, in the round that, the round that you come out with just one Bulldog in the previous, to be given an opener here to the initiator.
And I also want to highlight the positioning coming out from Martin, right? Pushing deep in towards middle. He's going to hear if they're going to try and go for these fakes again. He should be able to note this pretty early on. Yeah, he's only got a sheriff, so it's higher risk and hopefully a higher reward for him. Ay.
I guess.
Straight to
down to the open, yeah.
And they've not had the success they wanted.
Actually, yeah, turret's disconnected, so Spike's going to get caught here by Martin, potentially.
Wow.
The tank, sharp to it. Good awareness that...
Could have been someone.
Yeah, obviously Logan's progressed a little further into the map. Now, this should be a surprise that Whalers is this deep.
Okay, Whalers...
She doesn't commit to it, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he might have gone for a little bit of that. Logan gets played in, though. Just be careful to not be overwhelmed, though. He's got support in this as well. This is really nice. There we go. Gentlemates.
Good recovery.
On the board. Yeah, really nice there.
Really good recovery. Because again, you lose somebody in this composition. There's no flashes. There's no kind of... There's nothing to really spur on a reaction other than a dry gunfight. And it requires KC over-committing to anything that they do want to entertain. Sure, here they come in. There's only one Bulldog retained. Limited inventory, but that's the concern with a composition like this. It's that mid-round. If you lose Bayaz, or if you lose, you know, potentially Logan in the lurk or Takas on the front line, the odds just diminish so quickly for that second wave.
Now, we did see Narek get his ult on, I think it was last round, to be fair, but that is very much in the back pocket. First early, I'd say, dedicated attempt towards B, again, working towards ults. The tank going to have his. haven't really seen them test this early, but it's very hard to stack your players out here, right? Unless you go for committed information, fully confirmed information, you can't really bank on anything, because Gentlemates, even on map 1, they're running around the map, just seeing where they feel like ending at this point. Still, a little bit of utility on Bayaz too. As you highlighted, they do lack some of that kind of replenished utility, right? They don't have that ability to go for 2-3 pumps on the site. If they lose out on one of these key players, they're going to start struggling to find that impact. But he does commit towards this, at least for now.
Yeah, you dig even further than that. You're losing the tank ahead of a site hit. You don't have the wall. You don't have that kind of safety net that you're really relying on. And like I said, it relies on KC kind of giving away clean plants.
They are running fakes. They are running fakes.
I'm sure it feels too convincing here. The start of Icebox, but we'll see if Gentlemates can tap into this sort of rhythm.
But the stall out with the...
There's still another stake bite here, yeah.
That's what scares me. If you're going to run the fakes, you're going to be hoping that you're drawing the utility away. Now, Pansy might be in danger because they're trying to flex towards CT, but actually, he's more than up for the challenge. Oh dear, and Whalers in no man's land. Welcome to the new compositions. You can see why they're here.
And that is the sort of curveball that Gentlemates could throw with this composition. Takas getting very deep. Try and capitalize on that recon here in Snowman. Well handled by Tamazi though. 3 kills and the support of utility coming through as well.
What sort of timeout is this one? It's a mystery.
The clock
I
stopped.
reckon
There was a
gentleman.
okay.
I was going to say it, but then it came up.
When I don't hear music and I see the clock stop, I'm like, oh,
I'm nervous. Yeah. Oh, sorry, what are you?
Oh,
No, I'm with you.
Mola.
Mola.
But yeah,
it's
Technica. Pausa Technica is my favorite.
I do want someone in production, because I know they have the on-screen graphics like running while we're in a timeout. I'm sure you can make a real point in a moment, but I want them to just have like Panpoc timeout. You know what I mean? 'Cause
we had a lower third once.
Yeah, but I want it integrated in the
Panpoc.
graphics.
Oh right.
I'm not asking for much, am I?
On the LED screen.
Yeah, exactly. That we have at every event. Just run it in.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't ask for much. It'd be pretty good, subtle.
I guess back to the timeout.
Well, I guess we could be.
Early on.
Yes.
Once again. And curious, it's so difficult now with the meta kind of shifting here and seeing more Gecko, Yoru crop up on different maps. That these sort of protocols change drastically.
Yep.
When you get, and yes, there's very little to compare in terms of the initiator difference here, but like I said, it does really change things, especially for how Gentlemates want to approach the attack.
Okay, the back again, and I want to see if there's committed fact-finding. Now that's a problem though. For you. I don't know if Shin's going to continue along this, but he does have someone like Martine following up. So, and yeah, once you do this, none of these fakes work.
No.
If he doesn't overextend, that is. He doesn't need to. Oh God! But he wants to.
And another.
Oh, just tee him up. Tee him up and drop him down. That's a punish. That's it, guys. We know what you're doing. These fakes ain't subtle. I've walked behind you and just cleared 3 of you. Nearly got Logan too, down to 5 HP.
In that lockdown, unlikely to see it utilized now. Magnum, I think, might have even just caught a glimpse on the way out. Well, the alarm bot will give it a go away regardless. Now Bayaz, rifle in hand. Well, not for long. (4-1) now, and yeah, KC can start doing things like this, and I don't even want to say keep getting behind these rotations.
They don't have to. They've sent a message with that.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, they can kind of brute force some of these engagements. Gentlemates want to keep playing into this.
Well, because it kind of like spirals into bigger issues, right? Because to stop early aggression, you have to commit utility or bodies behind it, right? You've got to be able to body check them on that. And it looks like Martine wants to double down. Now, that was a bit audacious. Daka sends him away.
He's feeling it from the previous round, obviously.
I've got this.
Step aside.
Well, Tomasi though.
He's in a weird spot.
Oh,
it's not clean.
Not nice. Not pretty there. So, 2 opportunities. Oh.
Magnum's found 1 response.
Yeah.
Won't necessarily prevent this spike from being planted. Might not even know where this wall is committed, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spike
Let's
planted.
just narrate to try and recover this.
Narrate doesn't
He doesn't want
have
V3,
shots like
surely.
that, though. No, you know what?
The tank doesn't have to res this.
He gets a 1v1 on Logan. It's not pretty. He takes a bit of damage for it, but he gets it. And then he like one-taps Takas. That was wild. I don't know if it's this round. But it's definitely not this round. No. So I guess that's how you deal with the aggression. You deal with the Jet who's run at you at belt. So that works.
But coming back to that initial point, though, that like KC have to do that for really, if you look at any early round here to go in Gentlemate's favour, and the rate's got the first actually. Wow, Logan. Not even finding line of sight there.
Finney's walls.
Yeah. Be able to keep something on that round. Again, ult's not really committed to that, not necessary.
Hello.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, some interesting engagements to kick this off.
I mean, after talking about kind of the discipline that we were enjoying from Casey, I think they need to kind of reel it in a little bit. I mean, I don't mind. I like the idea behind it. It's the execution I'd like to see them a little bit more crafted on. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20. That didn't work out. Cool. Maybe you do see Martin hit a filthy shot. And you're like, cool, fair enough. Oh dear. Oh god.
Wait,
Did he just
surely
headshot?
no, that was the turret. That had to be the turret finding that. Yeah.
I was about to say.
That was like the most Asuna moment ever on a rope.
Takas. Gonna try and take this space for them. Okay. So again, a little bit more of a standardized round. Oh, Narrate's found Takas lingering. And it looks like a pre-take potentially, especially with Dizzy committed, but Gentlemate's away they go.
Again, back to the pendulum swing.
They've lost out on Takas, so that's the tip of the spear gone.
Yeah, and it's deep as well, so unless
They're re-clearing.
Gentlemates want to pivot back this direction, they're not going to be able to make use of that res. And actually, I think that's why we see KC play ahead of it.
Do they get caught?
Well, Magnums don't swing this.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
swing it again.
Yeah, go, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, he only gets a little bit. But now Martin is kind of stuck here.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give away the sound cue with the updraft here. He's ahead of the wall.
It's a weird position, and it actually works out for him. That's filthiness. Poor old Natank just didn't expect it, right? He's there just like, well, surely no one's sat on this corner, and now the problem is that Carmine Core have bodies on this side. They've lost the ability to try and get favorable numbers. So Bayaz and Logan would have to do some heavy lifting, and sadly for Bayaz, he's not going to be able to do it. So for Logan, time to try and keep hold of the rifle and back away here.
That is huge from Magnum, though.
Yeah,
like I said, even with the res in that situation, it's like, yeah, you can go 1-for-1, but they're going to be able to cancel it out anyway. Over delivery from him will find KC their fifth.
Yep.
I think as well, Martin, I believe he was up in Nest previously. He was just about peeling away from that. I think the plan was to leave Magnum posted up a little deeper, but like I said, huge from him to find Bayaz. And also find the swing here from Whalers.
Toxin screen down. One enemy remaining.
But yeah, this slow burn really not suiting Gentlemates. Once again, we saw a similar approach to start off on map 1, where you know it's both the duelists losing out repeatedly on the front lines,
right.
and like I said, it takes away from kind of that effectiveness that you have when you are grouped and you want to make use of the utility. We're just not seeing it from Gentlemates. And you don't see those rounds that feel like it's like, okay, great, we found a part of the map that we can really exploit, we can run away with, this set piece really works, this dart will get us access towards yellow, for example. We're not even seeing it come to that point in the round.
No, which is getting a little bit worrying, but it's Carmine Core to actually call the timeout here. Maybe just wanted to check in on how to kind of approach this comp, maybe just wanted to make sure they get the timing on how they're
rein them back in a little bit.
And I think for the last, especially round 6 and round 7, it was on a knife's edge. Don't get me wrong.
There's instances of, getting, I don't want to say complacent, but maybe going against the grain in terms of...
Going against the KC ethos.
Yes.
Right? Carmine Core known for that composed approach. I think it's a good time to check in for Eng to keep them mentally in the right place here, because hey, maybe you're not used to playing against a comp like this in a minute, so you are looking to maybe lean into those aspects and punish it a little bit more, but keeping their cool and composure is critical. Now, loads of ults to play with for Gentlemates. 2 on deck for Carmine Core. Narrate, a bit of an off angle. No utility committed to clearing this earlier on, so he's going to get away with the first. There was a second body here, and Logan's got the trade, so that opens up a chance.
Big, and actually, we'll be able to reset and find the heal potentially here. I mean, maybe a little later on in the round, but the attack's traded out now. Shin to double down on that. Logan will have to play out with 30 HP, and it's not enough. Magnum will remove that threat as well. Takas. Blade Storm.
Here we go.
But a 1v3.
Gun here.
Hello.
Oh, pinging out the weapon to himself.
That's good.
Blocking sight.
Michael, it's very serious.
Well, yeah, you tried to whisper, but...
Well, there's a wall there.
Spike's still accessible for him. 30 seconds, so some time to play
I got the
with.
spike.
Yep.
Get away unscathed, actually.
Okay.
I mean, it's
30
a similar
seconds
approach
left.
to what we saw on Split. It's
Yep.
give the spike up, force the hand, let the clock run down.
Yep.
They'll stack up and play as 3 here.
Oh.
Now, what's interesting is actually if Takas finds a sight line.
And I think with the time running so low and not seeing any presence towards B, they are going to be very aware this could be the AP. So again, we're going to see them work together on this. Takas, unsure of what safety he has really.
Planted.
So I want to see how he sits for this post plant, because that plant doesn't look good for him here.
No. No, he's kind of got a bank on...
Oh,
actually,
and the rest.
well, Shin will respect it enough. He's getting the rate back on his feet.
I don't see what he's got, because Narrate's got his full utility.
Yeah.
He's still got Dizzy, he's still got Wingman. And that plant could be easily diffused with Wingman on it as well. Which is probably what's going to be happening right now. Yeah, Carmine Core never in real trouble in this round. Takas looks a little threatening, but yeah.
But he
no,
get
no
fourth
problems.
back on his feet, and actually it's a 5th to find the defuse as well, yeah.
Yep.
Tough, really, for Takas to even get a say in that outcome.
Round B. One enemy remaining.
Now the scoreline stretching even further. Obviously didn't start map 1 with a 9-3 half. So it might be leaning in that direction. Some key ultimates here for Gentlemates though. Have the lockdown and the pit. The Hunter's Fury as well for Bayaz. He's had a stinker to this 1 and 9.
Yeah.
It was only really Logan to get on the board, to be quite honest.
I mean, always enjoyed seeing Logan on the Killjoy. It was always fun initially.
Mid-split coming through here though.
Yeah, a little bit pacey. Maybe looking to punish Narrate, but again, this guy succeeds. He wants even a bit more. He's got the ult too if he fancies it, see what he can achieve with, but his Takas try and close. But you don't get to do that to Narrate.
The backstab as well. Oh no, yeah, they have to wall him off to
They've had
stop
enough.
him from getting any
Freeze
more
him
kills.
out. Oh, Bayaz at least going to find some safety in CT, but Narrate closing the gap, hunting him down.
They're just dumping util towards the
So
right path.
please go away. We don't want this.
This is an ace. Oh no,
Oh,
it's not.
Tomasi. Even the crowd's laughing with that. Like, come on, that was an ace.
Yeah, the pace change not suiting Gentlemates at all here. Narrate seals the deal on Tube. The first real pickup in pace we've seen from Gentlemates, to be honest.
One enemy remaining.
That's the thing, if you just can't pin down an opening engagement, you lose any of these. Bombastic side-eye.
Criminal offensive side-eye. Get off of TikTok, please. God help me.
Still sitting on these ultimates as well.
Yeah,
it's not
look.
getting to the point where Gentlemates can set themselves up to make use of them.
I'm a little worried this is kind of running out of steam here. Gentlemates need a round, and you see what Tomasi's weighing with.
Yeah.
Make things even harder.
Again, the Nano Swarm on site is dealt with. Lockdown will basically cancel this out. I mean, there's a chance for Tomasi to get back in this, but it's going to be on a predictable angle to spam. He'll try and throw a snake bite in. Ooh, he's actually second guesses himself here. So actually, yeah, we'll have to concede the pit.
Yeah, and the counter pit's going to be invested as well. That's going to be a little bit close to the other side, but there's the counter lockdown. That's a little bit bizarre to me. They had site control. What? KC fully not expected to be playing on the site. What is going on? And Martin's just got 2? I wish I could tell you what's happening. I know it's my job, but right now I don't know. Martin and Tomasi clearing house after what was one of the weirdest rounds I've seen in a minute. Michael, let's have that in half speed so you can really take your time on it.
I mean, usually, I was saying this yesterday, we see the lockdown on the stairs to heaven more often than not with these sorts of scenarios. Lockdown in the open, I guess, is a total distraction for what's about to happen.
Sure.
In the race, ultimate comes in, it finds, I don't know if it's 1 or 2.
Here we go. Running it back for you, Mike. Does it make any more sense?
No. This is beautiful from Martin.
No, it was incredible.
Enemy remaining.
Again, just the pace at which KC are able to operate here and follow up on Martin's success. Well,
they've decided to
another
challenge the
narrate
rate
round?
again. God.
Oh.
Okay, it takes a jumping Sova to get in there. But Shin's isolated Takas on top of Tube and slowly does it. Magnum creeps in, finds Bayaz, and they've got the res. Bayaz back up.
They swing on this?
Yeah, Chin is absolutely tearing him apart. It's just Logan, and Magnum's got the trade. Mike, this hasn't been a pretty performance from Gentlemates.
And that sort of round just feels like, okay, well, we nearly found through this, try and overwhelm the rate again. They managed to this time, but it's basically 4 people, 2 under tube, 2 into tube.
Last round
to try and find it, and it's throw it out, see if it sticks sort of thing. We'll at least have a purchase here. Yeah, Magnum swinging through the slow off. Shin with a nice catch actually onto Whalers here.
Shin had a fantastic round. All teed up for him. I mean, he didn't have to work particularly hard off that first shot.
He said, I'm back. Nice, Shin. What are you doing?
Yeah, so now looking to improve on Map 1's performance.
Yeah,
By themselves at 10-2 half.
Yeah.
Like I said, still rifles here. 2 Guardians to round it out. No ultimates in play. Martin.
Hello.
Wait, did he think he'd killed him?
Did Takas just think, was he just spamming? I don't know what just happened there. I hope we get to see that back. If we could just bookmark it. I don't. And then the tank just. I don't know what's happening this round, Michael.
I mean, he was spamming, but I feel like he must have seen something.
Yeah, you're not just going to shoot that, right? Right?
We'll have to see if we do get a replay of it. Wall goes up here. The tank will remove a chunk.
Do they commit? Again, fakey boys.
Yeah, and it's a fake with some utility invested.
Yep.
Yeah, now they have to wait out for the recon to come back from Bayaz to really find any tangibles. So both jets removed here. Will definitely slow the round down.
Maybe hoping for a mid-split, but...
30 seconds left.
Magnum's still keeping eyes on this. No, he won't. He's going to hear it. Oh, my word.
Second time the raid's caught.
Yeah.
With a jump peek through that poison orb.
And Go will not be happy. But Tomasi just found Bayaz, so they've lost out of some of the safety here. Look at the area that Gentlemates have to play with. There's nothing to it. It's only the site itself, really. They don't have CT control. They don't have B long.
Very awkward plant to play around as well.
We're going to need, hopefully, one of these players to find one of the players in CT. No, Magnum outdoes Logan. It's all on Whalers, middle of the open. They've improved.
Yeah, they find the improvement. 10-2 half. Yeah, it doesn't look any better on the replay, to be honest with you.
No.
Rough start here. Actually, 6 on the bounce, 5 of them being retakes. For Carmine, looking very comfortable, set themselves up to seal the deal on this series. A commanding lead.
Yeah. I think this one is, look, and here's the thing, right? Content brain goes, yeah, French derby, how exciting. And it is, there is genuine excitement to that, cool. But the issue is we do have Carmine Core, who's one of the teams who were going through to international events, right? They made it to Madrid. Yeah, they fell a little short, but still, they are a top-end team. Gentlemates, they are still new to this level of competition. It's a very stark contrast here.
Yeah, I mean, you compare both lifespans with the new roster here for KC and Gentlemates. We're very early on in both lifespans. Like I said, coming away from their first international. And we see kind of the recovery, the bounce back from what they maybe felt was a little disappointing. And likewise for Gentlemates. Still kind of getting a lay of the land here in
figuring it
VCT.
out. Okay, Takas couldn't quite get the follow-up, but a nice start, but it's Carmine Core to claim 2. Plant's gonna be coming down. And Whalers just dives in, isolates Shin. Nice follow-up from Logan. There he is, the pistolero himself. Finally seeing a bit of magic out of Logan. But it is the danger man, Narrate. And of all the players...
It's above this wall, so the tank might get caught.
Clean enough. Has he spotted all of them?
Yeah.
I think he has. Oh, God.
My God.
God.
He actually adjusted after that first headshot as well.
It's all good. 3 alive. 3 rounds. It's a long way back.
Like I said, on Split, did the hard work, I guess, in terms of getting off the board in the second half. That's always the tough thing, to bounce back from a half like that, get the pistol round, convert it into some sort of financial buffer. Whether or not they can repeat their success here, the margin a little smaller by a round.
Okay. But I want to see more from Gentlemates on this map. It'd be a shame to not see a little bit more of this half, right? Again, I don't know how I feel about the composition, if I'm completely honest, or where this is in their like map pool comfort, but this was their choice. This was their first pick in this. This is what they went for. So I'm hoping there's some method to the madness. As it stands, Magnum being loud about it, trying to draw the attention.
It's almost faking that they forced up here. So maybe want to push Gentlemates back into a deeper position.
Oh, the tank though.
Down.
Nice.
Hang on, I was going to say, Magnum, was he not checked under? I mean, the drone went straight over his head.
I don't know if they saw him, maybe he clung to the wall close enough they didn't get spotted by it.
It looked like he was going to try and make a play on the back of it or just avoid sightlines. But he's got himself a big upgrade here.
And he's got himself a weird position. He's got himself a really weird position. He could... No, okay, there we go, caught. Logan's found him. That's Magnum gone. And now what do they do? Oh my God, they do that. Martine.
He just can't pick it up. And now Tomazi, 52 HP. Seeing the tank conscious to try and police this weapon still.
30 seconds left.
We'll give Tomazi a shot step.
Yeah. Didn't want to risk too much there.
Down.
He's looking for that pick.
You don't really want to see the tank challenge this.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, the timing. There we go.
Yeah,
okay.
well played.
Yeah. I was a bit worried there because that is the ideal scenario for Tomasi.
Just because of the space, you look at the minimap, then he has a chance for the clean plant to reset fully and find himself a follow-up engagement. Well, like I said, hard work was done on Split. They managed to string it into something feasible to answer back in the second half. First 2 on the board here for Gentlemates. Operator in hand now for Takas.
There we go. This is the first big challenge though. No ults there for Carmine Core to bank on to try and be disruptive. But a very quick beginning here. Takas not on the right side of this though. He's going to be on the other side of the map towards B. So he's going to be on the 2 here to try and hold on to this. And it looks like they're already posturing to kind of sit a little bit deeper. Maybe go for the retake, but still willing to challenge. Oh my God. Okay, it was the tank who got that. Otherwise, I was baffled how Bayaz may have connected it. But for now, Carmine Core do make it to the side. But of course, they've lost out on Martine on the way.
Wingman's planting.
Plant will come through. No chance of denying that here with the utility.
Spike planted.
They look to dig their heels in, actually.
Yeah, they're not sitting deep at all. They're sitting on site, which it looks like the tank wants to clear. Only Narrate to draw blood. It's all on to Massey in a 1v3 in the tank. Whaler's low, but it's not enough. Takas delivers the fatal bullet to this round. There's life in him yet.
A great overwhelm here. Tank obviously going to give up the defuse here. Rez already online for him. Not going to see it invested here for the finances. Brings that gap down to 5.
Nice work from the tank there.
That's the Phoenix shining through on the Sage. The Battle Sage.
Yes, the infamous Battle Sage.
Here.
All right,
A little bit of a reset, but still some investment on the side of Carmine. Some stingers, a Guardian and a Bulldog. No ultimates just yet, but Narrate only missing one orb. So a chance to make this interesting.
There's Pansy.
Chance to make it pacey, yeah?
Yeah, happy to go for this again. Remember last time around, Genomates did go for the active fight on this. Bayaz and the tank both stuck around to try and find one. Don't know if they're going to do the same again now. Yeah, it looks like they are at least trying to catch one on the cross, perhaps. Dangerous, been spotted. Good damage. Not going to get you much more than that. Needs to fall away. This time they're going to keep 5 standing here. Well, I say that, Shin. To be careful, going to be fine now, but...
Martin's just so precise. Sorry, just with the ADS spray onto that pre-fire angle there.
Okay.
Fortunate to find a chip of damage.
So now looking at the post plant, Tomasi doesn't have util to sit for, you know, the deeper post plant. Narrate has what? Dizzy and
Revealing
Mosh?
area.
And they don't have what they had before. Now they do have the Guardian there, they do have the Bulldog, but Tank comes back in and does what he did before. Clears house. That's going to be then Takas on the follow-up. Magnum now, Bulldog ready, but he takes a little for damage. It's Tomasi from afar. All going to go up, and there's the ult though. Narrate going to invest it into this round. Does he get played in off the back? He denies the defuse. Hold on, there's problems now. What has gone on? He got both of them on the defuse, I'm pretty sure.
That's really tough because the wall, obviously a chunk is removed, but it's actually a tight plant into the corner. Yeah, like you said, the AoE here of the ultimate coming through pays dividends. This is after Gentlemates get, like I said, both great catch on the replay here for the Bulldogs play. Yeah.
Both of them caught.
Beautiful conversion. That's just brilliant.
I love these two. You couldn't get polar opposites, could you? It's just perfect. Oh man. And we do have Takas on an active angle here, so we have been seeing Carmine call the running utility to clear up close. I don't know how much they're going to invest here, but all of this kind of feign of presence will be red. Backing away.
Well, just how deep a position Whalers is holding here towards B as well. Jones sent through on A, so we'll pull the tank into a rotation.
Yep.
As well as Logan. See what the plan of attack here is for KC. That window of opportunity is closing pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I say that, but just knowing how this game's gone, they'll probably just hit like 3 shots through a wall and they'll be fine, but they're going to get themselves a plant for free. Wall's a little bit of an issue. Narrate's gone down. That was Whalers finding that.
Spike planted.
Not sure what sort of vision he had on him. Maybe just as the wall broke, catching him. As he tried to slip down towards B long, but they... Ooh, shit. You wanted that one. Been nice to secure middle a little bit more, but he now knows the pressure's coming his way. Martin has isolated Bayaz, and Shin trying to find any bit of comfort, and he's finding nothing, right? Like, he is just surrounded. Finally gets cleared out, Rez comes in, 5v3. Tomasi, Magnum, and well, I was going to say Martin, but not for long. Sweeping back through, it's all on Magnum, and he has been pushed aside. Gentlemates on the retake, the early read off the aggression, Mike, that paid off.
Yeah, and as soon as the Rez comes in, you can even see here the layering. The fact that they're able to get the poison orb up to block that, I guess to prevent line of sight coming back through the chunk in the hole, the wall, sorry. Then also, the Rez comes through, and there's not enough pressure here alongside Shin, who struggles to pin down the first. Then he gets a little overwhelmed because there's so much to worry about. See, Gentlemates will find a 4th in this second half. 5 rounds to go, though. Still a big gap to close.
Yeah. Timeout called. Carmine cause, I believe. Not too surprising after what this start was. I mean, a flash in the pan round, but because they had such a strong first half, obviously they get the kind of benefit of being so close to 12 anyway, but there's been real resilience here. This is probably why we saw this map being toyed with, because Gentlemates look much better here, much more confident. But if there's someone who knows how to deal with a comp like this, it is going to be Eng, right? So relaying that through to Magnum, getting them to execute on those ideas, and try and keep control of this, because I feel like we've had a lot of kind of shaky purchases. We haven't seen those kind of full buys coming into effect. I mean, the one they got away with was the stinger and the ult from Narrate, basically, but still, I want to see composure from Carmine Corp, and I want to see if Gentlemates continue to kind of get this presence on the map, because honestly, this half has looked very good for them.
I mean, all things considered, you start off as behind as you do.
Yeah.
Certainly got themselves into a groove here on the second half. Again, finances don't necessarily reflect that just yet. Got a buy or two in hand, so still delicate in that regard. But there's an operator, Sakas, one off the Blade Storm, so positives none of that, yeah.
Got a little nervy then. And now, do they clear this? Do they figure this out? Because they didn't clear deep enough or commit utility deep enough to figure out where this operator was, which allowed all of that rotating to come in.
Previously, yeah, we saw the drone invested behind this. Don't see it invested now, and that was what drew in a tank into a rotation. Now it's just Sakas on the front line here.
He's got to run.
Could get run down.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
they assume it's just one.
Yeah, that was really nicely done. The tank in unison there, ready to back him up, make sure he got away safely. They're looking like they're just trying to pressure this. Magnum and Narrate are the ones with the rifles, the rest on pistols. Still standing tall, the tank tries to go ahead and actually gets punished. They've opened up a chance. Now, is there a recovered rifle? There is. Shin now gets himself the upgrade. Plant gonna come in, and now there's problems.
So it's Magnum to Plant as well, so the lockdown will be available.
Wingman, gonna slow them down here, but they're up close and they're personal. This is a dangerous scenario, and they're willing to fight. Carmine Corp, the back of Magnum that round, punishing the aggression in the end and just continuing to apply that pressure.
Technically, the only two successes here come from Thrifties. I'm not sure of the investment last time around on that stinger round, but they squeeze out a second to bring themselves to series point as Gentlemates to pump the brake.
Oh, the desperation you can see on the tank trying to swing that, really trying to get them both on the site, but...
Nice!
And now it's Gentlemates on the timeout as well. So they've still got a purchase here, I think. Maybe Bears might be struggling, I'm not sure. We'll have to see what they can come up with in the
struggling in general, yeah. Now, he's sitting at that, noted it earlier, it's not to harp on, but sitting at 3-20 right now. Hunter's Fury available, yes, but he's not going to have a weapon to bring into this round 19 and potentially the final round of the series.
And look at the other side too for Carmine Core. They've got one away for Narrate's ult coming in, and then you've got one away for Tomasi. You've got two away from the res. They're very close to even a snowball round, right, Mike? This is a little bit scary here. So what do Gentlemates do? Because that aggression now gets a little bit identified towards A, right? That's the first time they've had tangible eyes on it of that operator usage. Obviously that can't come back out really. Do they slip into more aggression to try and cheat that rotation early, or what do they do now going forward?
The KC read into the fact that they've kind of broken this aggressive A site hold. There's not going to be operator here. You're going to see that from the finances on the other side of the scoreboard. So I guess what's the response in turn from KC? Gentlemates will adjust. Sakas will be tasked in mid. And yeah, the adjustment will be the pit to be invested. Off the rip, we'll close off pipes, any access on the low ground at least towards A.
Midwalk? Seeing both of them. Okay, just going to post up Takas for now, looks like.
You should run.
This is scary now.
Lockdown will cancel out.
Yeah. Tank that was very bold, but
be removed. Actually, yeah, no further tag onto this.
Didn't get it. The tank's dead. There's a trade and there's a follow-up. No! Oh, it couldn't have gone worse for him. Bayaz, you gotta do something here. Plants could be coming in. They need this. Logan and Takas are the ones with the weaponry. Oh, but you've just heard it there. Tomasi investing that Viper's pit. Smothering the site. Takas looking for an opportunity above, maybe. But they're waiting down below. Any utility to clear. They've still got the outdrone with Bayaz. There's nothing on the back lines. They're all in that pit. And he can confirm it. They've got to clear this now. They're shocked out this Aldra. Any bit of kit needs to be used now. Logan's found Magnum, but they're just trying to slip away between the bullets, but there's still a problem. They still need to clear, and Bayaz goes down. Takas dives in, and just to his death. Logan in a 1v3, and time is against him. A great player, sure, but he can't beat the clock here, surely not. No, he can't. Tomasi, the one to do it. Carmine Core, best. The French opponent, Gentlemates here. and in convincing style, 13-6.
Tough, really, for Gentlemate. I mean, a very, very tough series overall, considering the scorelines, considering the nature in which these rounds conclude. But yeah, I mean, even in the last year, I think the approach is the Hunter's Fury going to chip away at that lockdown, and maybe within the pit there was a sideline. I didn't catch exactly where it was planted, but you see the tank trying to spam out. But that's the one thing that breaks apart that security at the start of the round.
Yeah. But again, keep in mind Carmine Court, as much as yes it is the French derby, and a lot of people do look towards that and enjoy, and I don't blame you, but Carmine Court are one of our teams that go to international events.
And a much needed bounce back, actually. If you look at the performance versus Foot, some of the question marks that may have arisen over Madrid, this is definitely back on the right track.
And there's no better practice than in a live game itself. Seeing Gentlemates being put through the paces shouldn't be something to keep their heads down about. They can keep their chin up here and work forward. A great opponent in the form of Carmine Court, who look better today. Seeing some of those core pillars that made a lot of EMEA excited for this team. Seeing the rate top of the board again, looking absolutely wild, and all those fundamentals we enjoyed back in place.
Yeah, positives all round for KC. Again, I think you're absolutely right. Gentlemate shouldn't walk away from this, you know, really with any sort of shame. Like I said, this is sort of the standard that KC have already set for themselves to keep this year off.
Absolutely.
Like I said, the ability to come back after last week's performance and I don't want to say right their wrongs, but definitely getting themselves back in the same sort of position that we had going into Madrid.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I think it's the way they approached it, because again, if you were being very honest, there wasn't a lot of tape on Gentlemates, so for Carmine Court, it was a mentality, read into them, they prepared for it very well. So if you are wondering where we are going and what we are doing, we're waiting for the interview to get themselves ready, so don't worry, we'll stop waffling soon enough as soon as that is ready to go. But a good game nonetheless, 13-6 on both maps. I just want to see how far Carmine Court go now, I think, is a big question to me.
And actually, on the flip side of that, I do want to see Gentlemates really progress. Like I said, it's early on. It's early on in the lifespan. Obviously, we talk about them coming up into VCT, having a flourish, obviously, through kickoff, but you know, it's we want to see the longevity of Ross like this. We want to see what's sustainable and the improvements over time. Nobody's really expecting this team to walk in and hit top 3. I don't think that's going to be realistic.
It's not feasible.
No, it's not.
It's not. But what we saw today was a very competitive matchup in moments. You've got to hope to see that then extended throughout. However, something else that we're looking forward to is the interview with Lou and Shin.
Thank you, guys. And I have the opportunity right now to interview Shin, the French survivor of this KC team. Salut Shin, bravo pour ta victoire. Congratulations on the win. The first question I'm going to ask you is this map of Icebox. Were you surprised that Gentlemates brought you on this map, because they're well known for bringing some weird strategies and stuff, and they come up with a default camp. Ils sont arrivés du coup sur Icebox avec une position défaut. Est-ce que vous étiez étonné en équipe qu'ils vous sortent ça alors qu'ils sont connus justement pour leur explosivité?
Ouais, plutôt, je pense qu'on s'attendait plus à double dueliste, même sur Icebox. Pour être honnête, quand on a vu la compo, on était un peu surpris. Mais bon, ça a bien fini pour nous, mais c'est vrai qu'on s'attendait pas à cette compo.
Yeah, we weren't expecting this comp at all. Indeed, as you said, we were expecting something more fancy, a bit like double duelist, even on Icebox. But yeah, surprised, but then we won. My next question, Shin, is going to be about you. You were facing one of your previous teammates back in the days in KC, that roster everyone loved back in the days in France. So how did it feel, play against your former teammate, beat him? Can you describe us a little bit the feeling?
Pour être honnête, je m'arrêtais pas de sourire quand j'étais à l'entrée devant eux, même quand je les voyais, ça me faisait sourire. Juste parce que voilà, j'ai passé une année sans français plus ou moins dans la ligue. Et maintenant, le fait d'avoir une équipe française, ça fait quand même plaisir, surtout que je connais un peu tous les joueurs là-bas. Donc ouais, c'est pas mal. Et j'aimerais bien les rejouer si possible.
Okay, it's a very nice feeling being able to play against him. He's also my friend, and when we were waiting for Walkins, I was just smiling at him, and the mood was wonderful. We spent a year being the only French team in VCT last year, so it's a pleasure having them, and I would really like to face them again. Let's talk a bit about the future, maybe, Shin. In that actual form of VCT and the teams, who do you see in EMEA going to Shanghai? Je pense que tu as compris la question. Qui tu vois à Shanghai du coup se qualifier dans la forme actuelle des équipes?
Je suis pas le meilleur pronostiqueur. Je suis pas le meilleur pronostiqueur, mais déjà, bon, ne pas dire nous, ce serait pessimiste pour aucune raison. Donc je dirais nous, c'est 3 slots, si je me trompe pas.
C'est ça.
Je pense que Fnatic ont eu un début un peu un peu moyen, mais je pense qu'ils vont vite remonter. Et Navi ont montré de très belles choses, même si ils ont failli perdre contre Liquid. Je pense quand même qu'ils sont vachement favoris. Donc je dirais Fnatic, Liquid, Fnatic, Navi et nous.
Fnatic, Navi et vous. Okay, so first he says that he's very bad at doing predictions, so don't take this as granted. But obviously he's gonna say KC. And then even though Fnatic had a bit of a harsh start, he's still confident in their ability to qualify as well as Navi. Thank you very much, Sin. Congratulations on the win again. I'm so happy for you. Merci mon frère, and back to you guys.
Merci.
Merci mon frère, tu gères.
What does it do? This guy's so obsessed with me, it's insane.
Well, this French derby has ended in KC's favor. Welcome to Postplan, everybody. I've got Steel with me, and we're joined by Zeish and Narrate. Congratulations on the win today. We didn't really get a chance to speak to you guys last week after your loss against Foot, so I wanted to ask you, Zeish, what was the priority this week in your practice? How did you manage to fix things to get here and have such a dominant win?
I think our main issue against Foot was not really our game plans or how we play. I think it's more, we needed, I think, to get hit, like in kickoff. If you remember, we won first match, then we lost against Heretics, and then after we bounced back, and I think this is what happened. Sometimes in rookie teams like this, you need to just like face a hard wall, and then you can bounce back on it, and I think it helped us to work on some points that we needed to this week. I mean this week on one day, because we had only 1 day between those two matches. So we managed to do well, I think. Just after it, we had some talks. We focused on some fundamentals that we missed in this match, and yeah, that's it. I think we are all pretty confident in our game. We practiced well. It's not on one day that you will change your game, you know? Like, it's been 6 months that we are grinding. We know what we are doing. It just, sometimes, as I said, you just need to get hit and then you bounce back on it.
I mean, you bounce back for sure. And Narrate, we haven't had a chance to speak to you since before Madrid. So I wanted to ask you, what was that experience like, and what did you learn from going to a LAN like that?
I mean, Madrid was really cool, just because of like, the environment is totally different. Like, I've always wanted to go to like a really big international place. Like, it's like, I come from CS, so it's like a major to me. I mean, it is a major, and like it's top 8, so it's like really, really cool to me. Unfortunately, obviously, we didn't play, like, we played nowhere near to the level that we expected, and I think it was kind of disappointed, and I think we could have done way better. But other than that, I think it gave us like a lot to learn on and a lot to grow for, and like, it made us more aware of mistakes that could happen that we weren't aware of before.
I've played a few of the European ranked games while I've been here. So my question to you is it like smurfing here compared to NA? Because that's just my experience.
Yes.
Have you guys ever played against each other in ranked?
Don't think so.
I think I've played with you one time, for sure. I played Viper, and I had no idea what I was doing, and you're like, bro, what are you doing? I'm like,
did I tell you at least what to do?
Yeah.
Okay, see?
And I ignored you, because it wasn't my fault. I didn't know what I was doing.
Was it constructive at least?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the things that I like what I see from you guys when you play is it looks like, especially on your defense, you have you go in with purpose. Like, nobody is just going to a certain area and just like standing around. It's like, I'm going here for this reason, and when this happens, I know that I'm going to go and do this thing, and all my teammates are going to react accordingly. How long did it take to kind of implement the system, and is it easy for everyone to buy into that system?
In my head, it's like not like a system. It's just like, if you're a good player and you can read the game well, like, you know how rotations work around the map, and you know what spaces need to be filled, you know what gaps you need to leave. So I think, like, for me, I'm pretty good at recognizing just a situation without any communication, and I don't know if that's from playing with the team a lot, but I think it's just more, I look at the map and I know what I need to do. And I think for like other people, it just depends. Like it depends on who's communicating the most on defense, who has the most important information, and we just listen to them. And everyone has a good voice on the team, so a lot of the rotations are just like on the fly. We're not really like, we have setups and then we just kind of branch out, and we're just very fluid.
Yeah, so one of the rounds, for example, was like your Icebox bonus round, and basically what happened was you guys were. That's not it.
We showed it already.
We showed it already?
Yeah,
okay.
you missed it.
Oh, okay, so basically what happened was Martine's walking down tube, you have Sage, Gecko, so you guys are like basically babysitting. The Killjoy's got the setup with the turret watching upper, and then is going to go aggressive and break the dart, and then the Viper's like jump spotting B. And it seems like whatever happens, you're gonna have a response to whatever happens. The Killjoy's faking like the A push, you're getting the here it is, you're getting the jet down the tube, and then from that position, you guys know where you're gonna rotate to after that. And Martine's getting all the info, hey, like I'm gonna flank. And you guys end up losing this round because I feel like you kind of overextend, but it feels like here, everyone knows like even this positioning and everything, you know where the enemies are gonna go and how everyone's gonna respond. So that's kind of like what I see on every round. And then sometimes you win because you're in the good position, like that was a winning position, but then you guys end up also losing, like overextending. Tell me about like when you guys overextend like that, what's happening?
I think that round was like just miscommunication. Shin said he was gonna go wide for me, like, and I expected him to go like really wide and just bait for me because I had a rifle and he had a pistol, and he didn't go as wide as I expected him to, so I went like really wide and just kind of griefed, and it was devastating in my opinion. But I think like a lot of setups, if you see other teams like doing like 1-1-3 or 1-3-1, like with one person on the site and then 3 around like rotational, it's just you just float toward the pressure, and it depends on like what read you have. Like if you think a team is gonna fake you, maybe you take the space on mid, maybe you go stack A or you go repush A, but you never want to like just stay in mid and just, unless you want to like commit to a retake, like you kind of want to just, it's just like a floaty play style. Like I don't know how to explain it. I would say most teams are doing it.
I gotta also add, because we heard from Magnum Zeish, coming into this split, even though you guys are winning everything in EMEA, you guys also, despite losing, looked great in Madrid. He said, we felt like we still had to innovate because people have seen everything that we have. We still have to change comms, change strats, and so on. How difficult is it to kind of dig that deep and still have more comms and more strats and more setups and more executes and so on?
I think there is something that we have in the team is that we have a lot of creative people. It's like Eng and Magnum, most of the things they are doing it, and like about macro, I'm more like doing specific things. Narrate also like sometimes bring ideas, and I think when you have a lot of people thinking and not just like you're a head coach, you can bring a lot of ideas. Sometimes it can be bad, but someone will do a comment on it and he will say, yeah, maybe we can just change this little thing and it will be better, you know? And like I think what we have in this team is like we have only rookies, and as I always say, it's like white peppers, and like you can tell them whatever, they will try it, and then if it's good, it's good, because sometimes the strategy can be bad, but if your team do it well and together and they trust each other and they trust the thing, it will be well, you know? Like, and I don't think that we win a lot of rounds. Like there is some rounds that we just outsmart the people, but there is also a lot of rounds that we win just because we believe in our game and we believe in the team, you know? And like you can see it on the server, everyone is like jumping for each other, everyone is like not caring about stats or like what people write on VALORANT.gg or like some other things like this.
That,
it's like
I know nothing about that. What do you mean?
And it's the thing, I think. Whatever happens, we just believe in what we do, and like, even though we are, like, sorry, if we won the kickoff, like, I think it was not expected from a lot of people, but I just think that it's because we're ahead of the meta. Like, you know, some people's, like, we started with our split comp, we played Euro Race, there was not a lot of people doing it, and then now you can see, even if Fnatic is playing it, and like a lot of teams in Tier 2 are doing it, and I said, even the Gecko on Sunset, like our retakes, how we played with the smoke on B main on top of the box, and a lot of these things like this, I think it helped us to have a momentum on the kickoff. And then now the people are trying to find us back and like play the way a bit we played in kickoff, from what I see. And like we are a bit ahead since we already done all these kind of things, and we can renew ourselves.
So here's a follow-up question then. In the pre-show this morning, we were talking about, were you guys kind of like in a honeymoon period, yes or no? And we were thinking thinking like, oh yeah, I feel like the honeymoon period is kind of over, and now this is like where you're really put to the test to see, was it just like a month of just like, oh, you get to beat every hardship, and now it's going to be much harder? Do you guys feel like you were in a honeymoon period, and now you're out of it, or do you feel like you are still in it?
So basically, for me, I don't believe in honeymoons. For me, like, there is performance things, and you cannot be at the top every time. Like, it's, of course, there will be some weeks and like some moments or some tournaments that you will just lose, but it's because a performance track, it cannot be like this every time. Like, you will be high, and then sometime you will drop, and you will have to stay a bit here, and then like discover new things, work on some things that you missed, and like why you lost, and like a lot of things like this, and then you will have to go up again because you worked on why you lost, and you worked on a lot of things like this. And for me, as I said, I don't really believe in honeymoon, because you can have a peak of performance, and it's how you use it. Like, why you lost, and you lost this peak, like, and you work on it, and then you can go back to this peak again and even go higher because you worked on this kind of things. So this is why, like, for me, there is no honeymoon. It's just work and like being able to understand what you're doing wrong or not.
I think the depth you've shown so far definitely backs that up as well. But if we take a look at the standing after week 2, things are going to get pretty interesting. It's going to get pretty competitive as well, because a lot of the teams that didn't end up picking up a win last week did manage to pick up a win this week. Nore, you guys are sitting pretty comfortably up there in your group. I've also seen people say it's very, very competitive right now. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty competitive. Like, Liquid look pretty good. They played Na'Vi like extremely close. I think if they were a little bit more composed, they should have won. But like, it shows that like, there are a lot of teams in our group especially, that are really strong, and they're definitely going to be like teams like Vitality and Fnatic. If they catch it back up to their like real form, and Liquid, like, it's going to be a really hard group for us. I think the other group is a little bit weaker, but I still think like Footballist, Na'Vi, and Heretics are still really good. So I think it's really even throughout the board, and I think our group is just kind of harder, I think.
Yeah, it's wide open right now, right? For playoffs, it's going to be a great race. You've been here before, so you know. We're about to show you a question asked by somebody else. So I'll let you have a think about your own question as well, because I'm going to ask you that in a second.
Deal.
We have Epic, the coach of BBL. Check this out. You had a question.
Are you ready for the BBL?
Are you ready for BBL?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to play them.
Yeah. I think it's the team that we played the most in scrims. Like, if I can count them, I will just say the number, but maybe we played them like since the beginning of the team 40 or 50 times.
And what's the win-loss rate like?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
It's probably like 50-50.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's even against BBL. Does that surprise you, Josh?
It doesn't surprise me. We talked about this earlier, that, off the back of Turkish Valorant, it's just like you either have those big momentum swings and you win every duel, or you take all these duels and you're losing them and then you just lose the game off the back of it.
All right, I hope that gave you enough time to think about your own question. It will be for a team that's playing next week. I can't remember who's playing second on day 1, but feel free to ask anything. Any question down this camera, you have the floor.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Just be creative.
It doesn't even have to be about Valorant. You can answer any question.
Are you enjoying Berlin? Because me, not. I don't have this in
I actually think that's a really, really great question. That's great. Nore, are you enjoying it? Are you having a nice time?
I mean, we don't have time.
Yes,
to enjoy.
Yeah, okay. Josh, before we sign everything up, you got a last question for Nore, and you finally got to sit next to a North American player that you've been wanting to this whole time.
Well, I'll re-ask the ranked question, but I guess the other question is, where do you guys see yourselves kind of like, you did really well in kickoff. Going into this, you've lost to Vitality. Where do you guys feel like you're ranking if you were to power rank yourselves?
We beat Vitality.
Vitality. Sorry.
Yeah. I
in
think
scrims. In Magnum setting scrims.
In scrims.
Yeah.
Jesus. But I think like in our group, or just in general.
Just in general for the full
I don't think
split,
we're the best team. I think like we still have a lot to work on.
Yeah.
Like it obviously just depends on how we show up in officials. But I'd say like we're top 11. I would say somewhere there.
That's a cop-out, but okay, we take that here.
11-team region for a reason.
I'd say we're at least top 6.
Ooh.
Playoff team.
Nice. That's what we like to hear. Thank you very much, Steel. Thank you, Azesh and Nare, for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Congratulations for this week, and good luck for the next one. That's it from us here. We will be back next week, starting with Fnatic versus Gentlemates. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you then. Thank you, you're a hero, mate.
I'll count. 1, 2, 3. Cheers!
Nice!
Enemy remaining.
Oh, you dirty pig.
Doesn't need to. Oh, God. But he wants to. Oh, just tear him up.